Hey, everybody. Check, check, check. Just testing. All right. Yeah, I'm sure y'all are all like, what the heck is he doing? I just got a burr under my saddle, and I was trying to figure things out here. So one of the things I want to do is I really want to have some unified chat. I would love to have some unified chat. And I don't want to have to use a third-party system and then start educating everybody about going and signing up and getting set up at a third-party system. I know that can work. I just know it takes a lot of time. And what I want to do is I want to take stuff from YouTube and stuff from Facebook and bring them all in and just be able to see it all right there and do it. So two things. I'm trying to deal with the unified chat or the chat system that Restream has. I'm investigating that. It's in beta. Don't know anything about it. Installed the app, looking at it, and nothing is readily apparent. Like, here's the two things you have connected, and here's their chats. I mean, it's not, there must be some configuration or something. I don't know. The other thing is that I need to my audio not up good enough? Anyway, I need to get vMix Social working and figure that out and use that, because I would like to be able to have comments and stuff, showing up in the thing. And I've not investigated that. I've been using vMix, not for any type of heavy live production, right? Does that make sense? So I'm using it to record, because the show, the Church Training Academy show, is basically a live recording. So we're making the show and starting and stopping and that sort of stuff, and not doing a full stem to stern live production, turn around, we're done, and walk away from it and never, just strip the audio out and podcast and stuff. We're not doing that. And the reason that we're not doing that is that it takes a whole lot of coordination to get that stuff going. And so far, Justin and I have not had the time or have not scheduled the time or whatever to do like pre-show stuff and get it all set and then turn it on and go, because we're doing it when he's on his lunch break. So I'm trying to use that time as wisely as I can. The best way to do that is to get in, say hi, start talking to people, and record our segments, and then he can go off, and then I can cut the show up. So, but I do want to start incorporating some live stuff into there, some chats and all that sort of stuff. When you watch somebody who's doing something using like BeLive, or using Ecamm, they're connecting in the Facebook chat and all that. I want to do that, but I kind of want to do it on steroids. I want stuff coming in from YouTube, and I want it coming in from Facebook. And then as we bring on other type things, if we start doing something in Twitch, or if we start doing something on Twitter or whatever, I want to start having that as well. But like I said, I just want to have it. So I've done a cursory look at these things. Like I said, I got a burr under my saddle. I just sort of came in here. We just got back from church and went to lunch, and I came in here and I was just checking stuff, and I thought, I'm gonna let me see. I was actually answering a question for our CTA Insiders group. They were talking about Restream, which is what Justin and I use for multi-streaming. What do we call it? Syndication. Go to churchtrainingacademy.com/Restream. You can see our affiliate link there. Restream is a really cool service. In fact, I will show it to you. Why not, right? I'm here. Might as well. There we go. So here's Restream, and I've got two channels set up. I've got a custom RTMP for church media guys for our Facebook live stream. And then I've got one for, let me jump back over, by the way. And I've got YouTube, the YouTube channel, Church Training Academy YouTube channel. Now, if you want to add something else, you can. Like what? Facebook Live, or Wowza, or Akamai, or what else is in here? Periscope. We're not doing anything with Periscope. Is Periscope still even a thing? I'm not sure. I know Michael Hyatt uses it. What? DLive, Good Game, Smashcast. Don't know anything about those. Panda. I'm not a Panda. Any of these look familiar to anybody? Ustream, of course. Yeah, I mean, I've Steam. Ustream. We were using Ustream when they first came out with GeekBeat. We did a lot of stuff with them. Anyway, so that's, you just add a channel, connect, and go. Like I said, I'm not doing anything with Periscope. So anyway, that's that. But see, they've got this chat function. You can download it, put it in. I mean, I'm just looking at this, and it's like, okay, here's something coming in from Facebook. Here's a direct message. Here's something from Twitch, something from Periscope. So apparently, we can make this happen. It's just not readily apparent. So I'll go through the tutorial and whatever else, and do that. But then over on vMix, we've got vMix Social, and it is their interface for doing bringing in tweets and all that sort of stuff, tweets and comments and all that sort of stuff. So I actually want to get that working, because I think that may do what we want it to do, because I'll be sending things to vMix, so I'll be seeing these things as well, which is kind of what I want, is everybody not having to jump back and forth between two interfaces. I don't want to be looking at Facebook and then looking at YouTube and looking at Facebook and looking at YouTube. I'll do that if I have to, but I really want it all in one place. Speaking of which, if anybody knows of an app or something that I can use to bring these things in, and I'm talking comments, I'm not talking their messaging system, right? So I'm not talking about direct messages, Messenger, anything like that. I'm talking about the current live stream, which for YouTube is pretty easy because it's on the live stream page, right? So, you give it a title and it's one URL, one place. It's all the same. It's a lot easier. With Facebook, I'm creating one every time. I'm using the same key and I'm using the same RTMP and all. It's a persistent thing. But being able to just pull those comments in as they're happening, I'm not sure if we can do that. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out this out. So just let me say hi to some folks in here. I got Sharon Moss Inman. Sharon Inman. Hello, Sharon. How are you doing? Tommy. Discord. So Tommy, I've not played with Discord. I know Twitch uses it. I don't know much about that. Does Discord let you bring in stuff like that? Like multiple stuff? Like from various sessions? I don't know. I don't know anything about Discord other than it exists. Let's see. If I go with Restream, I am thinking about putting the church on Twitch. That would be cool. That would be really interesting to see. It'd be interesting, Tommy, just because of the current demographics of your church. It would be a neat experiment to see if you guys can develop a following on there. That would be really, really cool. I'd love to see that. But yeah, and here I'll put the URL in there if y'all do want to use Restream. Gaming.com/Restream. You know what? There you go. Yeah, it's really cool. I really like Restreamio. I really like it. Are we still using Boxcaster? If anybody's asking, yes. We use Boxcaster up at the church. I love it. It's great. I love that it's bulletproof. That's the main thing I like with Boxcaster, is that you plug it in and you go. And it takes the processing off of the system. And my people at the church, the volunteers, they don't have to worry about anything with the Boxcaster. They just, I've pre-scheduled all the things. It is starting whether they like it or not, which is really cool. And then I've shown them how to go and manually start the Facebook Live. I could have the Facebook Live happening all the time, but what we want with Facebook Live is basically to start it when the sermon starts, as opposed to the entire worship service. Different things for different audience. Does that make sense? So anyway. So unless anybody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and go. I've got some stuff to shoot. There it is. Look, I'll show you something. I didn't tell anybody about this, but I got a new camera. Yeah, it's a Panasonic Lumix G7. It's inexpensive. It's one of the reasons that I got it. I've been using a GH4 up at the church in the video room. We have a GH4 up there, and I've really enjoyed it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try. I've been looking at the Sonys, and I really want a Sony. I really, really want. I don't have the budget for a Sony. I really want an A7 III or whatever it is, but I mean, it costs as much as my 5D Mark II, which is extremely serviceable, and I've been using and love it. But we have this GH4 up there at the church, and I thought, you know, I've been wanting a smaller mirrorless camera, something that I can do autofocus with. That's important for some of the stuff that I do. I want to be able to just basically let the focus track me as I'm moving around. It makes it a lot easier when you're doing a one-person shoot. So the GH4, one of the problems that it has is that like the lenses you put on there, as it's like trying to do the focusing and all that, you can actually hear the lens movement on like when you record. So you know, obviously the sound inside the camera, the microphone inside the camera is going to pick it up, you know, clack, 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 clack. It's going to pick that up, of course. But external audio is too, and it gets kind of loud depending on the lens you're using. It can get pretty loud. And so if you're using a condenser mic, either sitting up on top of the camera or, you know, and plugged into, you know, plugged into the camera itself, or plugged into, you know, like a Zoom recorder or like the Tascam that I use, you know, a condenser is going to pick up stuff. So, you know, it's not good for like vlogging, right? So I wanted something, and I was looking at that the Sony A6300. Really would like to get that. However, that's, you know, $1,000 for the body and a kit lens, and I'm just sorry I can't do that yet. So it's on my list. But this was $500. And it comes with its own, it comes with a kit lens, which is actually a really good one. It's a 14 to 42 millimeter. And what's cool is that you can put a Metabones adapter on here and use other lenses, like Canon lenses or whatever. The Metabones adapter is really cool because it has a lens in it, right? So it's not just like a ring adapter, like. So like here's two dummy ring adapters, okay? And what these are, this goes to my my Samsung NX1000, and it lets me put my old manual Nikon Nikkor lenses on here. So this goes to the, here it is actually. I'll show you. I didn't know I was going to do a little tutorial. Okay, so here is the here's the Panasonic. I'm going to turn on my other. There we go. All right, let me cut to that for a second. I'll show you. Make it a little easier for me here. Okay, so I've got, move this over. All right, so I've got the camera here, and you can take off the lens, okay, and then I can put this adapter on here, and you'll see it's, you know, it's small and large. There you go, turn. So it's small to large. So it fits onto here. And then I can take like this 55 millimeter Canon Nikkor lens and put it on there. And there we go. So I've got a 55 millimeter Canon lens on a Samsung NX1000 mirrorless camera. Fantastic. Wonderful. I love it. The problem is that, well, for one thing, that these lenses, these are not autofocus lenses. They don't send any data. They're dumb manual lenses, if I can say that without offending the lens. And so this adapter is a dumb adapter. It doesn't pass any data. Here's another one. This one is just a dumb ring adapter that it goes on like my 5D Mark III, where I can put these same lenses on. So doing that is limiting, right? Which in this instance is okay. These are manual lenses. They're not autofocusing. Get these out of the way. Now, this camera has really good autofocus, and it can control the lenses. Works great. It tracks fine. It's quiet. Okay, so I need something that I can do that with. So Metabones makes an adapter, and it's roughly about this big, about this thick. But what it has in it, it has the chip, the circuitry in there that will let the lens talk to the camera, and the camera tell the lens what to do, and let the autofocus, obviously let the focusing happen, but letting like the optical image stabilization work in concert with the stabilization that the camera has, all that kind of stuff. But it's a micro four thirds camera, both the GH4, GH5, this one. They're micro four thirds cameras, which means they have a sensor that is smaller than a full frame sensor. The Canon is a full frame 35 millimeter size sensor. The sensor on these is much smaller. In fact, I'll show you. That's it. See that little thing in there? That's the sensor. That's just like the sensor in essence on your camcorders. So, problem is that when you put a lens that is meant for a full frame sensor onto it, you've got this much lens and you've got this much space that needs to be covered. So you're not getting everything that the lens is picking up is actually being cropped. It's being cut off on the lens. So it would be like having this much view but only being able to see this much of it. Does that make sense? So you don't get everything that you're seeing, and you have to think that way. You have to frame that way. You have to position the camera that way. Even though the lens could be taking in this big space, you're only allowed to work in this much space, and that's what you see on the viewfinder. But you're not using the lens to its potential. Metabones, like I said, it's an adapter, has a element in it, a lens, a couple of little lens here that basically takes that full image and puts it down to the size of the sensor so that the entire image, edge to edge, gets written onto the sensor. Really cool. Really, really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So I wanted to play with that. I want to play with it where I don't have to worry about the other camera and someone needing to use it or whatever. So I got this. It's only $500, which is really cool. I'm going to do a tutorial on shooting single by yourself, like whether it's announcements or a promo video or anything like that. Having a camera that's like this is a great camera. I am really surprised at the quality for the price. It's plastic. It's not a full metal body. It has a whole lot of what the GH4 does, and then the GH4 has a whole lot more. Does that make sense? So it's a great camera, and it's got some great shooting modes in it. Something I want to play with is their Cine D shooting mode, which is a little bit flatter. It's got a little bit wider of a dynamic range, so you actually get a little bit more information that comes in, and then you actually do some real like color grading on there, not just like the kind of color grading that happens or the coloring that happens when the chips in the camera body decide colors for you. You actually get something a little more cinematic, like a regular film camera or a regular high-end, like a Red or an ARRI or something like that. They shoot like an extremely flat image, gathering everything in a whole lot of range so that you could then go in and pull the colors in and out and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, it's really cool. Might have to do a class on that. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Just an update. Anybody got anything they want to ask in here before I head out. What song is this? I don't know. Just a whole bunch of stuff, that I've gotten. Let's see. Yeah, I saw the AppSumo deal. Yeah, I saw the AppSumo deal. As I understand it, the AppSumo deal for Restream also, what do you call it? Puts a watermark on it. So I'll pay my $15 a month and have my own branded stuff. But it's a really great deal. $49, for life. That's a really great deal. But if it's branded, I don't want their stuff watermarked. I don't want their watermark on my live streams. Let's see. Got to go get ready for church. Storm canceled this morning service. Oh, okay. Well, be safe. So yeah, that's it. No one else has anything. I'll go ahead and head out. You guys all take care. Love y'all. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your week, and happy Holy Week.